Good evening, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. Mahavatar TV welcomes you all for this evening's program of 21 days free holistic wellness program, day 13. Before commencing the session, my great pranamas to our Guruji Ranganath sir, and my sincere great pranamas to Brahma Sri Patriji sir, and to great Grand Master Mahavatar Babaji sir. So we'll start doing meditation for about 30 minutes to this evening. So we will start now, and let's sit and start doing the meditation together. As you all know, we use the technique Anapanasati. Ana means in breath, Apana means out breath, Sati means to observe. You may drink 1 glass of water before meditating, that will be helpful. So, and sit in a comfortable posture with your back erect. You may sit down on the floor, covered with an exercise mat or a meditation pad, or you may sit on a sofa or a chair with feet crossed or legs folded when you sit on the chair or sofa. Hands should be clasped and fingers interlaced. Put on your thighs. Your eyes should be closed. Remove any spectacles if you're using. Do not wear any eye mask. Make your room as dark as possible. You may sit on chair or on sofa, but you may lean on back of that, but do not lean to the walls. Sit in a calm, cozy place. Draw your curtains so that your room will be dark. Just breathe calmly, consciously observing the breath happening naturally without any effort. No pranayamam, no rechaka, no kumbhaka, no mantra, no japa. No holding or stopping the breath. Cut stray, idle, and unnecessary thoughts. Whatever thoughts you're getting unnecessary, just cut them. Just observe the breath. Stay relaxed. Now I'll play wonderful music to you all. Enjoy doing meditation. Last 5 minutes, masters.
Till 7:35. Okay.
Okay. One more minute. Ten seconds. Please come to the body consciousness. Be with your breath. Last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My dear friends, take your hands, put it on your eyes for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly take your hands away and slowly open your eyes. Yes, friends, please come back. So, my dear masters, you have done wonderful meditation with the melodious music.
Let's claps.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our Guruji Ranganath sir will share with us about Satvik Ahari, about how to become a Satvik Ahari. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Deepika. It's wonderfully you have conducted a meditation session now today.
Thank you,
So we
sir.
all gone through the meditation, very deep meditation with the help of melodious music and your guidance, divine guidance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
So, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, so welcome to the today's wisdom session now. We're going to start. Today, the special day, as you all know about it, it's a full moon meditation, full moon day. We are going to celebrate the full moon day with meditation, the deep music meditation, Sangeeta Dhyana, from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock, 3 hours in session and continuous meditation. Okay. So, all of you, please join that meditation session. Do not miss it. So, everybody, so we sincerely advise and suggest you join that meditation from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock. But anyway, now today's session we will be ending in a next half an hour time. Will not take much time because anyway you have to do the meditation. So you get prepared for that. Maybe you have light any kind of light food, maybe some liquid food or whatever if you want. You are hungry. Otherwise, just water fasting and any kind of a liquid fasting is also fine. It helps you a lot today night. Especially today night, you must not spend energy. You must conserve the energy. That is the motto of full moon day. What is the main aim of full moon day? Should not dissipate, should not waste energy, conserve the energy. Conservation of energy is the main aim of full moon meditation day. What kind of energy? Bodily energy, mental energy, pranic energy, like cosmic energy, all this we must conserve as much as possible within ourselves. That is more important, my dear friends. So that's anyway, we are from 9 o'clock onwards, we'll start. Right. we'll be we'll be explaining you the importance of full moon day meditation also at that occasion on that instant. Now, anyway, so friends, today's sharing of wisdom in this class is about becoming Satvik Ahari, understanding about Sattvic lifestyle, and what exactly the meaning of Sattvic lifestyle. Okay, so here I put a question to our masters here who are all present in the session. The what is the basic difference between Sattvic Ahara and Shakahara? That means vegetarian food. Please raise your hand who can answer this question. One or two masters or three masters. I want your answers first before I go into the session. I'll take you deep into the session, but I wanted your answers. What do you think about a Satvika Ahara or Satvik food? And the other side is like so-called Shakahara or vegetarian food. Raise the hand. Yes. Shindura. Yeah. Unmute yourself. Yes.
Sir, Shakahara means vegetarian. Shakahara is vegetarian.
Yeah.
Satvik, Satvik.
Speak louder. Speak louder. And also, Deepika, put them all in mute. Over hand raise, then you unmute. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Shakahara means vegetarian. That is related to plant-based food, animal-based like milk, curd, etc. So while Satvik defines to um, the source of the food and also the person who has grown the energy, that is Satvik. Means in the Satvik energy, like without pesticides and without chemicals, if it is naturally grown and it is consumed in its natural form, that is Satvik. That is.
Okay. Good answer. So, is the milk is Satvika Ahara or Shakahara?
Milk is Shakahara.
Shakahara.
Yes.
Is it really vegetarian food?
Yes, vegetarian, see, according to the differentiation of vegetarian and non-vegetarian category, the general category I'm telling.
Yeah. General. Forget about general. What do you think about it?
I don't think so.
Yes. You're not getting idea which one it belongs to, isn't it?
No, that is what I'm saying. In general category, it is considered vegetarian.
No, I mean, I'm talking about you, specifically you. What do you consider, whether it's a vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food? Or a
I consider,
Satvikahara or a
no,
Satvikahara or a Shakahara or a Mansahara?
yes,
Hmm.
that is in life sciences. It is basically in life sciences. I have studied life sciences. So that is basically named as animal protein. Animal protein means whatever that is the source that comes from animal, whether it is meat, whether it is egg, whether it is milk, everything is animal protein.
Right, that's what I wanted. All right. Yeah, you understood correctly. Satvikahara also you defined, more or less, you said, which is coming from natural sources, right? So all this
Yes.
should not have much adulteration, should not have much the other compositions takes place in that, isn't it? Is it?
Uh-huh.
Pure, it's pure
Yeah,
and
the
digestible.
pure form or whatever, right? Anybody else here? Some more, some more answers, right? So no answers. Okay, fine. Okay, friends. So let's dive into the subject now. So first of all, what is the importance of food for the physical body, even for the mind, even for the soul? The importance of the food, the type of food, the nature of the food, quality of the food, the sanctity of food, sacredness of the food, all that is very, very important. It's a critical for what? For body, mind, soul. Do not think that it is concerned to the physical body alone. That's wrong. That's a wrong assumption. One second. Right. So many times, my dear friends, what we consider in general is a food is a physical matter, a physical substance, solid substance, which more or less we connect and concern to the physical body alone. We think that whatever we intake, it go digest, produce some energy, isn't it? Produce some energy. So that energy we use it as a physical energy, we use it to function the different organs in the physical body. All across the physical body, there are many organs, tissues, bodily cells. All this needs so-called ATP as energy. So that particular energy we use for day in, day out for the functionality of the different organs on the various bodily cells. Understand? This is what we know. But there is a beyond, there is something, the scope beyond that is whatever the food we take, when it is digested, along with the food, along with the physical substance, what you see. What are the things you see generally for the physical body? Let's discuss about more of the physical body, the food what we take, how it is going to impact. If it is a Shakahara, Mamsahara, and Satvikahara, how it is going to impact, right? So before going into this, first of all, what is Shakahara? What is Mamsahara? What is Satvikahara? Right? Let's have small, we try to delve into that now. As you all know, non-vegetarian food, it's called Mamsahara, right? So it's of course it's made up of flesh, bones, and all these things. It may be belonging to any animal, whatever it may be, right? From hen to goat or whatever it may be. All this food, that food is particularly is full of so-called the animal protein. Basically, more of animal protein, right? So more of animal protein. So that animal protein, whatever we try to take to our ingest into our body, that is going to be causing some the serious problems, serious concerns to the so-called the digestion system. What happens is our physical body is designed such a way. Within us, the intestine, small intestine, the length of the small intestine is about 21 feet or 22 feet. It's called 6 meter approximately. So the organs or whatever the digestive system, which is designed, very well designed for burning or digesting the only vegetarian food, not the any other kind of food, my dear friends. The reason is any food which stay for long time, 7 to 2 hours, for example, any food which stay for 3 to 4 hours doesn't matter, it doesn't cause any problem. It doesn't breed any kind of a negative bacteria within, or it doesn't produce any kind of a poisonous gases within the body. But because of the length of the intestine is very large, very long within us. Let's take the a carnivorous animal. We're all herbivorous, we say that. We are designed for the herbivorous animals. We are destined for herbivorous animals. If it is a carnivorous animals, anything, cat, dog, or tiger, lion, whatever it may be. So within them, you observe the length of the so-called small intestine, large intestine. If you observe it, what happens? The length of the intestine are more or less equal to the height of the physical body. Their height, whatever the height is there, only that much height is the length of the intestine. That is where what happens? It doesn't stay for more time. Let's say if it is 3 feet height, only 3 feet length of the large intestine, not more than that. So whatever the food which is taken inside the digestive system, after digestion, it also produces. So few things. What are those? First of all, some nutrients. Second, wastage. In every machine, for that matter, on the Earth planet, any machine works. It produces useful things, wasteful things. Useful things are used by the further sources, the further in the chain of uses, the line of uses. Wasteful things has to be excreted. It has to go out. It cannot stay for any more time because any wasteful matter, it means what is wasteful matter? Which is indigested, which is undigested. The undigested part of the food is called the wastage, which is somehow it is going to, if it is kept in the system, let's say if it is kept in the system for more time, then it gets rotten. It gets rotted, it gets decayed, it gets decomposed. It is going to breed some kind of negative bacteria. In turn, it produces some kind of a negative gases. All the so-called acidity it causes. That gas is spread throughout the physical body, my dear friends. It goes back, so upper, like from the stomach, it goes into the so-called the all this liver portion, every portion it occupies. It goes to its chest portion, isn't it? Slowly, it goes to the head also. Everywhere this gas, the gas formation, it go on increases. Then it introduce lot of things. It's called ama. Ama means like a ama means undigested thing, undigested food. So this is called toxins, which is called ama. Amavata. What is that? Arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. Why does it come? When the so-called the gases increases, your digestion system is not proper. It is going to impact your knees. Imagine your digestion system is improper, it's not properly working, and it's producing a lot of unnecessary gases. It is introducing a lot of like a negative bacteria, like there's no positive bacteria, so which in turn causes the acidity takes place in entire blood itself. The blood itself become acidic in nature. Then that causes the bodily pains across all the joints. Understand? If you correct your digestion system, let me tell you, once your acidity is removed, all your bodily pains will go without any further intervention of medical system. Drink proper water per day. What do we do then? That means drink proper water. Your intake must have the fiber in component, more fiber in component. Now, coming to the non-vegetarian food. What we are doing in non-vegetarian food? It is more of protein. There is no fiber in that, isn't it? There is no fiber, more of protein, right? The protein also excessive protein, which is not of use for our physical body. How much it can absorb, my dear friends? It absorbs only certain amount of proteins. It cannot absorb so much protein. You are just dumping highest amount of protein in the form of non-vegetarian food within your, right, through your mouth. You are just dumping into the digestive system. But body has some intelligence. How much amount of protein required on that particular instant or particular day, it absorbs so much protein only into the so-called small intestines. Then it goes to the so-called the blood. It gets into the blood. Only required amount of protein. Remaining what happens? Which is undigested. What it becomes? It becomes rotten. What it becomes? It becomes toxins. So these are the toxins. Imagine. So these toxins must be expelled faster from the body. No matter what it is, you cannot keep for more time. But because of the our inner structure of the body, the intestine is very longer in the nature, lengthy in the nature. It is going to be kept for more time, 72 hours, before it goes to excretion process. That is causing the lot of negative bacteria, acidity in the human system. That's the problem of the non-vegetarian food. That's what I'm trying to talk about. What is the drawback? What is the disadvantage of this non-vegetarian food? This has to be scientifically understood like this, right? When we explain to other people scientifically, they will understand. Otherwise, they all think that's a dogma. It's like a maybe a like you can say blind beliefs. No, it's not that. This is a scientific understanding of it. Okay, so what is the amount of protein required in a day? In our food is in entire food 6% of protein. 6% of what we eat, it must be protein in the nature. Remaining carbohydrates, fats, right, and minerals, vitamins. It should be combination of all this. What are the food we take? Where do you get all this? Eat more vegetables because all the animals are getting all this. Why don't you get it? What is the problem for you? What is wrong with you? Why you are going and touching the non-vegetarian food? Because all the animals, what you are trying to eat and you are making, if you are talking empirically or categorically, you are making your stomach itself as a burial ground. isn't it? Is it not the correct thing? Are we having common sense? If we are having any kind of common sense, what happens is definitely we don't do that. Okay, we lost it. So the human race in a many places, in fact, they are higher in the high, they are highly educated, highly professionals, but still no common sense. Where what has to be kept, my dear friends? You can't keep you can't keep one drawing table in the bathroom, isn't it? Is it possible? You can't get one tub, bathtub in one, what is that, in drawing room or a study room. Can you keep it? Is it a place, right place? Similarly, and you can't pour kerosene into the, the petrol vehicle. You can't pour a petrol into the diesel vehicle or diesel into the petrol vehicle. Is it possible? Is it logically correct? Right? Similarly, we should think like this. Right? So this is all about why one's supposed to not to be a non-vegetarian person. Why we need to reject the non-vegetarian food. Scientifically, like this, we need to understand. Now, so when you have taken non-vegetarian food, this is the impact. Now, I take vegetarian food now. How it is going to impact my system? I told you in the non-vegetarian food, specifically no fiber. Secondly, high amount of protein. It results into a lot of wastage. The protein is required there more, like, it's a more than requirement. What protein we are pumping in or ingesting or, input we are giving as input, it is higher than required amount of protein per day. That is wrong. Okay, it's like overfeeding. You are doing overfeeding. It's not correct. Remember this point. Now, coming to the vegetarian food, we all think that, the vegetarian food means all the vegetables, all the grains, millets, right? So, etc., etc. And even if I go to supermarket, I get lot of varieties, right from the lace and chips and biscuits and whatnot. So many variety things. I get everything. Everything looks for me as a vegetarian food only. I don't know what is beyond that. If anything, is there any word beyond that vegetarian food? Like I only know two categories. Till now, we only know two categories. What are those? The first category is non-vegetarian food. Yes, this is the non-vegetarian food. It is not the right food for the human being. We have some kind of a supporting wisdom for us. So we reject it. Yes, good. But when you talk about vegetarian food, now going across supermarket, going across the outside, in a society, you go to any vegetable shop, everywhere you get all the so-called, even the milk will be there, curd will be there, like a butter will be there, cheese will be there. All these things you think that is a vegetarian food. In fact, the sugar also. So they appears to be vegetarian food, but they are not the what you say, like a nature food. Basically, it is beyond nature food, and it is against to the nature food. Basically, so in the vegetarian food, what is the problem now? In the vegetarian food, basically, which is available directly from the nature, yes. So that is good only. But the way the cultivation is going on the Earth planet is of chemical farming. Most of chemical farming is happening right now. So whatever you take as input from that chemical farming, that is also going to input along with the so-called carbohydrates and fiber, all these things. Along with that, you are ingesting, you are inputting the kind of chemicals along with that food. What are the chemicals? They spray. Lot of chemicals they spray, isn't it? So if you observe any kind of farming, if you go across the fields and the crops, you'll understand that they try to pour every alternate day, they pour some kind of a pesticide or fertilizer, without which the crop will never grow. You can go across your villages and find out this. The last week I went. So the farmers are suffering such a way you can't imagine. We're all living in the cities, we don't know. But their troubles are something very unique. What happened is last several years I'm observing in my native place, in my brother-in-law, they're all farmers. So how they are growing, so one particular land they take, okay, like maybe lease or whatever, sometimes own lease. So in that particular land, what they do is they grow the mirchi crop every year, same mirchi crop. same kind of pesticides, same kind of a fertilizers. They go on pour it. How they are pouring? Every alternate day, definitely they have to spray one pesticide. They are telling. Otherwise, it will go bad very soon. Now, secondly, as they are go on spraying, what happened is the soil has become a plastic soil. You know what happened? How any crop will grow? A crop or one plant, how it does grow? To help any seed to become a so-called bud, it has to sprout. What does it need? It needs some kind of a potassium, calcium, and sodium. These kind of minerals are required. Who will prepare all this? This is prepared by whom? Where it is available? You don't need to supply. You just need to make sure inside the soil there are enough amount of the microbacteria. Finish. Your task is over. Who are the real farmer? Who are the real farmer? Are we a real farmer? Human being is a real farmer. So far we are all thinking like that, isn't it? My brother, my brother-in-law, your father, your brother-in-law, or whatever. We think that human being is a farmer. No, 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 no. Who is the real farmer? Who is really cultivating in the land? Earthworms, all these microbacteria, they are the real farmers. We are only facilitators. We are only facilitators. We are facilitating. We are making sure that we are making sure that some kind of earthworms, we are not pouring pesticide, we are not killing them, and we are making sure that some proper watering, isn't it? Some kind of a for this all this microbacteria, some kind of food in the form of cow dung, all this, they'll eat that cow dung, they'll eat. So that facilitation, you do it. Forget about that. You are a cultivator. You are a farmer. No, you are not a farmer. One earthworm goes about 40 feet in one hole. It comes about in the next hole about 40 feet down from 40 feet. 40 feet it makes a hole, one hole. Okay, another hole next side by it comes from 40 feet down to the top. Imagine 40 feet. Can you make a hole? Can we do it? So who is the real farmer now? So they are the real farmers. Remember this point. Okay. So the real farmers are always ready, but we are killing them innocently and brutally, cruelly. We are doing it. Then we are facing the karma. What to do? All the farmers now, they are getting into losses because of what? They are all doing this kind of negative karma, my dear friends. They are facing serious problems in their output yield because they won't get yield. So inside, all the farmers are the real cultivator is died. He is pouring from top side. Like see, roots needs the nutrients, not your leaves and so-called leaves and the stem. All this it doesn't need any. Why do they need kind of a nutrients? The nutrients are required to be fed to the roots of the plant. Who will do that successfully? All these microbacteria and earthworms, all the so-called the miniature creatures will do successfully if you don't disturb them. Our duty is not to disturb them, but we have disturbed it, right? So, and we say that we are really advanced in technology. I don't know what these kind of words are very stupid. It looks very stupid. If you go to the fields, and especially our country, we are 70% is basing on agriculture, and we are telling that in 30% of all the cities and like metropolitan cities are growing. Metro, this that has come, and then by looking all this, we are saying we are advanced. We are growing day by day. We are growing. Our GDP is that GDP this. GDP is growing. That is growing. What kind of nonsense it is? You go to the field, you will understand what kind of inorganic methods, what kind of wrong cultivation methods they are using. And nobody is there to suggest them. And the last week I went, and I think this season, so far, they planted three times. In the even in the seeds are planted. The heavy rain, one time heavy rain came, one time heavy sunshine came, another time heavy rain came again. The cyclones are hitting back to back. They are hitting, and three times 3 lakhs for 1 acre they invested. Nothing happened. This is the fate of the farming now. Where do you get the food next? Where from you get the food now? Are you going to prepare the food in the factories? Are you ready to eat that kind of food? Those foods are called junk foods. They just straight away they will add all the chemicals into it. Understand? Then the chemical filled, chemical loaded food we have to eat. That kind of time is going to come, my dear friends. If you don't protect our soil, save the soil, save ourselves, save the nature, save the water, save ourselves, save the mother nature, save the planet, save the trees, save ourselves. If we don't do this, we are going to be perished very soon. Already it's happening. I'm telling you, this is fact. If you go to the villages, you'll understand this. And we don't need to talk about by looking at all these mega cities, urbans, and all these things. Do not think that we are growing. We are not growing. We are diminishing day by day. Please pay your attention towards the natural farming, ecological farming, balanced farming, eco-friendly practices, natural practices, spiritual farming, pyramid farming. Isn't it? So we need to understand all this, right? So this how, friends, the whatever the vegetarian food we are eating, the vegetarian food is not coming like in a real form. It is coming as a adulteration form. Lot of chemicals are loaded and then it is coming to our kitchen. And we think that they are vegetables and we are eating. So that's all along with the vegetables, along with the fiber, protein, whatever vitamins, minerals, this pesticide, all the chemicals are also going into the stomach now. Now the liver, what it does is, so along with this food, this has come, right? All these chemicals, all that chemicals and all, no, it will try to separate and it will try to throw as a waste. So that wastage will go on improve. The wastage, especially inside our stomach, it is going on to increase. It's going on increasing because you are loading, other than the vegetables, you are also getting all these kind of the foreign elements within your body. Those cannot be digested anymore by the liver. It doesn't have any kind of a specific enzymes to digest that. Remember this point. That is how, if you eat chemical based food, your wastage, your toxins will go on increase within your body. That is why nowadays even vegetarians are getting deficiency in the so-called mineral deficiency, vitamin deficiency, skin issues, skin eruptions, so-called the heart issues, BP, sugar, diabetes, everything is getting. Everything, even vegetarians are getting nowadays. And especially another drawback I'll tell you. So vegetarian food, we say that vegetarian food we are eating. Really, I'm telling you the vegetarian food. That's why that's why we are taking the topic as Satvik ahara. We need to become Satvik, Satvik oriented, Satvik lifestyle. So why we are discussing particularly this particular subject? Why we are taken up is the vegetarian food or vegetarian lifestyle is not sufficient, is not enough to keep you healthy and hale. There is a problem, right? That's those things we are discussing now. The first aspect is which is loaded with the chemicals and toxicity is increased. Second is we are eating in the name of vegetarian food. We are cooking to the extent where all the minerals, all the vitamins, all the nutrients are fully died. We are eating what kind of food it is. See, any food which has to energize you, which should not take away your energy. See, here the opposite is happening. What is that opposite happening? Let me tell you. See, any food you take, right? When it digests in the stomach, first of all, 50% digestion must happen in the mouth. Later, so along with the mixing of this so-called saliva also got enzymes. It tries to digest the sugar related matters in the basically inside the mouth itself. Even some extent carbohydrates also it will digest. Then coming down through esophagus that channel, right? Then it comes to the so-called the digestive that shock. It comes inside that. So when it comes into the digestion system, that is where you get other juices added, especially hydrochloric acid, peptine. These two will be mixing the entire food in the digestion system, that particular shock, so that particular bag. So, so what happens is the 50% which is getting other 50% getting digested, not in the exact digestion system. It goes to duodenum. From duodenum, in the duodenum also the digestion happens with the help of the pancreas produce some juices. And also the liver produces through gallbladder. It produces some kind of a secretions. Depends upon the type of food what you have eaten. So in the duodenum also it digests most of the food. Then get into the small intestine. Through small intestine it circulates into the blood. Basically, the blood is going to absorb from the small intestine only all the nutrients. Here, what's happening is whatever the food you are eating, the food what you are eating is which is fully cooked at the highest temperature. Now, when it goes into stomach, so when you are digesting, what happens? For every digestion you are doing, your own energy is used by your organs to digest that. Is it not correct? Your organs are working. What does they need? They need energy. Whose energy it will take? Your own energy. Right. I'm eating my food. I'm eating my food. So to digest that food, my organs are working. My energy is wasting. Okay, it's acceptable. I have to use my energy. But by wasting energy, are you getting any energy? No. This is the problem. Are you getting energy? You can't get any energy because the food is already died any long back. The food is died by the time it comes to your plate. Remember this. Your vegetarian food with a great delicacy, delicious, and with a loving, the more interestingly, whatever you cook with the highest flame, and whatever food it may be, like right from dal, say vegetable curries, all this, whatever, except the grains and the chapati. So those things will have carbohydrates intact to the extent it is intact. Of course, there should not be any chemicals. See to that there are no chemicals in the grains and millets and godi. That you have to take care. But otherwise, carbohydrates will come directly from them, no problem. But what about your minerals, vitamins, protein? Of course, protein also we can supply through so-called pulses and lentils. That's possible to an extent. But the way we are cooking this pulses also badly. That means completely crunching. Crunching means like we will smash it to an extent where it also loses all its protein. Protein is breakdown. Protein is also broken down. There are no more much protein available there in the dal what we eat. Then where does the protein comes? Where do the minerals comes? Where do the vitamin comes? All these are cooked at the highest flame and everything is gone already. Now you're eating the food which is dead. I say that it's a dead food, like a dead water. RO water we are drinking. Is it a lively water? What do we say? Lively water or lovely and lively water? Lively water. It should have some minerals. It should help your body to nourish. For the sake of nourishment, this water should help you. Food should help you. Your sleep should help you. Your thinking should help you to nourish your body, to grow with respect to energy levels. Ultimately, your mind should help you. Your positive mind, the good environment of your mind is going to help you to nourish yourself to an extent of elevating your energy levels, my dear friends. Now, so because of the wrong food style, we call it as vegetarians, right? But we do all these wrong practices, then that food goes inside. It has become dead food, right? Negative, that's a dead food, right? So that is negative food. Negative food is also called negative food. That goes inside. It doesn't do anything. But we have to digest because we have pumped inside. So our digestive system, what it does, its duty is again mix all the juice, this juice, that juice, then it tries to break down into small pieces, make a liquid, right? All that it does. Ultimately, it doesn't get anything. It doesn't get anything. Simply, it has to throw towards the large intestine and goes as a out as a wastage in the form of stools. Now, what do we get? I didn't get any minerals. I didn't get any vitamin. Nowadays, you see ladies and many people, they are feeling weak. So, like, no energy and talking also no energy. Now and then they fall sick. No idea why they are falling down. Why they are falling down? If you like, ladies in the house, in the many houses, you see this problem. Ladies and even gents also, they go to small work, they can't do that work. They get very fast, they get fatigue or they get so-called tired, no energy because no vitamins, no proteins, no vitamin, no minerals. How does your body get its nourishment? How does the cell will work, my dear friends? So this is the problem. This problem we have to notice. That is why I'm telling, go out of the vegetarianism. Go out of the vegetarianism. The vegetarianism, what you are thinking, it is not really helping us. See, as a pyramid master, what maximum we try to understand is, yes, every day I practice meditation for 2 hours, 3 hours. I get the enough amount of cosmic energy. Yes, my pranic energy is great. What about my physical energy? Physical energy is not correct. Of course, we are able to sustain because of the that cosmic energy. But the way the way we are eating, the way we are thinking, the way we spend our energy, our cosmic energy, what we take, the energy what we spend, the energy what we spend and dissipate is more than what we intake. That's the problem. That is why many of the pyramid masters also getting into they are becoming sick. They are becoming tired very faster. They're becoming like fat, like they become obese, they become diabetic. They're also becoming so-called BP. They're getting all these are they're also getting. And to fight the diseases, we use our cosmic energy. At a certain extent, we try to reduce, but our intake is not changed. Our input is not changed. The physical input is not changed, right? So body gets into the trouble again and again, again and again. That's the problem. So we have to go out of this vegetarianism, so-called vegetarian food. We need to understand very clearly, my dear friends, why we need to be a sattvic lifestyle, why we need to lead sattvic lifestyle. This is a major reason. Okay. So the food what you are eating in the form of vegetarian food is a negative food, dead food, and you are using your energy, your own energy to digest that. After digestion also, you're not getting that required nourishment or required nutrients you are not able to supply to your physical body. The body is becoming sick again and again. And to revive the body, you are using the so-called cosmic energy in meditation. You are using it and you are trying to revive. But how many times you do like this? Ultimately, you are just, your whole, the lifespan, whatever the meditation you are doing, you are just spending your time and energy just in order to take care of the physical body needs. Then when do you get the time or when do you get the time and practice in order to take care of your mind and beyond mind? Mind and beyond mind, isn't it? So basically, intellect and then soul, these are beyond mind. In order to take care of them, what you need to do? You must not waste your energy. Try to conserve the energy instead of wasting. Even the food you take, the food should not waste your energy, my dear friends. Negative food, definitely it is going to waste your energy, no doubt. Even if anybody tells also, do not accept it. Vegetarian food will go to nourish you. No, it's not going to. That is why now today we are discussing lengthily because the vegetarian food is not going to help you to keep you enabled, energized, and healthy. It's not possible. With the vegetarian food, it is not going to be possible. When you are physically you are not healthy, then you will be not able to practice more meditation. You cannot lead spiritual life properly. Now and then you fall sick. Now and then you fall sick again and again, time and again you fall sick. then you go on use your so-called meditation energy, and you never grow. Your soul evolution will be slower down, isn't it? So this is what we need to understand. So knowing all these reasons, fundamental reasons, that is why now we are promoting ourselves into Sattvic lifestyle. Sattvic lifestyle. What does the Sattvic lifestyle say? Eat like an animal, sleep like an animal, whatever animal is doing in the nature, just imitate it. You'll be always healthy. Use your mind and intellect to create something new on this earth planet, my dear friends. You are here to create wonders, not just for eating. Okay, many people what they do, they eat for, see, many people it's like this. So you eat for living or you are living for eating. These two things are there. We need to eat for living, not for living for eating. Most of the time, people what they do is they are living here to eat so many things, more than required things, so many taste, so many things, as if they are just born here in order to taste, in order to eat everything available around them. That is not the way, my dear friends. Physical body, what it needs a little amount of food, water, oxygen, these basic things required. Then what next? We are not animal. We are not a Jentu. I mean, we are not animal or bird or whatever. We are having mind and intellect. We are bestowed. We are gifted. Human being is gifted with especially intellect and mind. And then beyond which we are also given an opportunity to realize ourselves. This opportunity is given to only the human being. Of course, the other things, bird kingdom, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, water kingdom, all these are actually living in the nature. They are nature itself. They don't need to realize anything. They don't need to realize anymore. They are already realized. That's a nature. It's a totally a different creation altogether. We are the other creation, so-called Prakriti creation. The creation is two types. One is Purusha, another is Prakriti. Prakriti is nature kingdom, Purusha is human kingdom. So we are given a special qualities. We are given with a special gift, that is our mind and intellect is going to work. Right? Other than this, other than this physical body, we have mind and intellect. So use the mind wisely. Go on, increase the intellect with respect to materialistic way, spiritual way. Both intellect has to be slowly, it has to be evolved. Then what happens is, my dear friends, as we go on evolve, as we go on elevate our own intellectual levels, one is materialistic intellect, spiritual intellect. When we go on elevate them, what happens? Ultimately, a fine day, a situation where we reach, the level where we reach, we identify ourselves. Who are we? Am I a physical body? Am I only a mind? Am I only intellect? No, I am beyond all this, which cannot be understood by any of these physical parameters, which cannot be gauged by any of the physical instruments. I am that. I am that eternal being. I am that permanent being in this universe. I am there everywhere. I will be everywhere. I will never die. I will never sink. I will never be burnt. I will never be touched by anybody. In the entire cosmos, I cannot be destroyed. I can only change my one form into other form. I'm a soul, I'm a physical body. If I'm disappear as a physical body, I'm a soul. If I'm not a soul, I'm a physical body. Isn't it? So it's only a transformation happens here from one form to other form. So in order to understand all these things, these are the special characteristics and qualities are given to human being. Why don't you do that? Why are you stuck at only the bodily matters, bodily consciousness? We are struck badly at the bodily level, at the bodily consciousness all the time, 24 bar 7. Let me tell you. Many people, if you observe, 24 bar 7, they are struck with the bodily issues, if at all, mind issues, mind related issues. They never think about, think about growing their intellect also. In fact, that is also not known to us. It is the pathetic situation, my dear friends. We are performing underperformance. It's completely underperformance. As a human being, what must all be doing, we are never doing it. We are in the underperformance, we are underperforming. Our rating is underperforming. So how do you enhance your consciousness in this case? How do you travel towards enlightenment? It is never possible if you are stuck at the body and mind. You never identified your intellect also, in fact. Then where is the question of traveling beyond the intellect? Our soul is beyond intellect, my dear friends. It cannot be touched by intellect also. You have to switch off your intellect also, and let me tell you. You may be singer, you may be musician, you may be a doctor, you're an engineer, you are a gay poet. Doesn't matter. Switch off everything. Become zero first. You only need spiritual intellect. What is the spiritual intellect? You must understand, realize, I am the soul being. I am the eternal substance. I am made up of eternal substance, everlasting substance. In order to understand this, we are given with a tool so called meditation. In order to understand ourselves, realize ourselves, we are given, bestowed with a tool called meditation by our ancient sages and saints of this India. So, if we try to understand this, my dear friends, what is more important is the animals, how they are living in the nature, with the nature. Whatever food is available directly in the nature, eat it. You also eat the same food, right? You are drinking milk and say, thinking that you are getting calcium from the milk. What stupid idea this is. Where from the milk comes? Comes from the animal. How does the milk is prepared within the animal? By eating grass like leaves, stems of different trees, isn't it? It's going to eat all that. Then in the body, the like constitution of the body going to prepare some milk in the physical body of that animal. You are drinking that and you are thinking that I'm getting so much calcium, my bones and everything is stronger. No, it is stupid idea. Just go, forget about that milk, go to the nature, whatever it is eating, same thing is available in the nature. They are very much available on the ground, on the soil. Eat directly. How much ever, as much as possible, eat that. You also get the same calcium what is available in the milk. You get the same calcium from the directly from the soil. That is what required. This is called Satvik lifestyle. The Satvik food, first of all. Okay. So we need to understand this. Sattvic food is exactly where it doesn't destroy the inner strength. It doesn't waste our inner energy, first of all. Our physical energy should not be wasted. So the sattvic food will never consume unnecessarily our physical energy. It's going to strengthen us day by day. See what happens is if your physical energy is good, let me tell you, your immunity power is higher, my dear friends. Any disease comes, the attack may come from anywhere. The attack may come from virus, bacteria, so and so many things. From the nature, from everywhere. I mean, from the environment also. Even then, if your immunity power is higher, let me tell you, those things will not cause any problem to you. Because see, let's say one country, no, surrounded by there are some militants and many people, but your army is higher than the militants. Then what does the army? What does the militant do? Militants will go back. Similarly, any virus infections, any bacterial infections will not cause any problem to your physical body as long as your own army means your own antibodies, your own so-called the the antibodies. You can say like immunity power, right? Immunity power. So if it is strength, if it is having a lot of strength, higher strength, which is stronger than your so-called infections, nothing will happen to your physical body. It will be always healthy. That is why take sattvic food, protect your immunity. Don't waste your energy. The sattvic food will never waste your energy. It will only strengthen your energy. It will give more and more energy so that you will become stronger and stronger physically. That means stronger means not in the sense of like I'm going to get a lot of so six pack all these things. No, it's not like that. Okay, the real energy what is required by your cells, bodily cells, the enough amount of energy will be always available. You are not going to waste your inner energy at all, physical energy at all, with the consumption of sattvic food. Sattvic food means directly coming from the nature itself. That is called sattvic food. Never consider the food which is coming from like factory, the so-called supermarkets and nearby some fast food centers. All this, whatever it is, they're all prepared. They are all actually mixed with preservatives, chemicals, flavors, odors, so many things. So many unnecessary agents are added. Then how can you eat that food as a sattvic food? Who told you that is a sattvic food? If you don't eat sattvic food, I told you what is the loss, what is the problem. Even spiritually also it will affect you, my dear friends. I have seen many masters. They'll be keep struggling. They'll be like coughing. I observed them. They'll be coughing. One side they'll be sneezing. One side they'll be headaches. But they'll be doing meditation. What do we do? What will tell them? They have to learn what is the natural lifestyle. They have to learn about all this. Most of the times, what happen? Our masters many times they say that physical body they won't care. They say that I am soul conscious. Okay, your soul consciousness, yes, true. But your soul is living where? Within the physical body, isn't it? Like body is a temple, God is in temple, soul is a God, Atma is a God. God is living in the physical body. Physical body is a temple. How you have to keep the Garbhagudi as God is staying inside, right? Keep your Garbhagudi very neat and clean, hygienic. Why don't you do the same thing to this physical body? Learn the technology of the physical body first. Become hygienic first. Then your soul will, interestingly, lovingly it will stay. As long as you want it, it will stay. You want your soul to stay for 120 years? Yes, it will stay. Why not? See, today one master is teaching in Canada, the morning classes. Ikigai, ikigai. What is that? Ikigai or one? There is one Japanese technique. Japanese community is there. Ikigai. Yes, that book is there. Very excellent book. I think all of you purchase this book, Ikigai. And what is Ikigai is the community is there in Japanese community. They are almost 95% will be living 100 years. 100 years they'll be living aramse. Why? Because this is sattvic lifestyle only. She was teaching today some 15 techniques. All are taught by me in morning Kannada classes. Everything I taught already covered. Because I know these are required. This is required. So I will be go on telling them day in, day out, like for almost now I completed 260 days by today. I could have given those kind of concepts many, many, many. So like that, the Ikigai lifestyle, when I gone through our presentation today by one master, 100 years they'll be living. 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 100 years they'll professor. She's a professor actually. She's the principal of college. Okay, and she taught very nicely the Ikigai lifestyle in Kannada. You also read that book. So as simple as this, they are living. Everybody, most 95% people in that society community, they are living for 100 years minimum. Why not for us? What is wrong with us? Because we don't know the technology. We only know meditation technology. We know how to receive the energy, how to spend the energy. That's all. We know how to receive when we don't have energy, and also we know how to waste the energy also. Since we don't know the body technology, we must understand the body technology also. What kind of food which will help the body not to waste the energy anymore? You must understand that, isn't it? If you are eating negative food and you want to retain the energy, how does it possible? So all the vegetarian food, whatever we are eating now at this point of time, it is negative food. It's called dead food. Note this point with the bold letters in your diary. Then only you'll understand what is Satvik lifestyle. I can go on talk like this for hours together. What is the use if you don't implement? Tomorrow, tomorrow onwards, what do you do again? Cook, 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 heating, completely spoiled. So to the like it's smashed like a liquid. I try to see in my house also in some other. At least now we are following. Like in general, I am telling. If you take a brinjal, no, brinjal will not be there. Brinjal itself is not there. It's completely smashed like anything. It is cooked at 200 degrees temperature. What do you expect out of it? Who told you to heat up to cook to that certain highest amount of flame? Everything is lost. You are eating that, and again you are thinking you will get so-called energy, and you'll become strong. Your bones are strong, muscles are strong, your organs are strong, cells are strong. How can it be? How it is possible? Don't you think, don't you have this small sense? We are all masters, isn't it? We are doing meditation and we all became masters of meditation. We are also masters of mind. Don't we understand this little knowledge about the body? That is why I designed the program as holistic wellness. I found this error basically within our meditation community. I found this error very predominantly. They won't understand at all what kind of food to be given to the physical body. Friends, be aware of this. Anything comes directly from the nature, like animal, eat it. Spinaches, vegetables, so-called millets and grains, those anyway you cannot eat. You have to soak it, cook it to an extent possible, no problem, nothing will happen. Because they are hard in nature. Even if you eat directly also, you can't digest it. Your system will throw out. You try to eat some so-called all the rice seeds and rice, directly eat it. What happen? It doesn't digest. It will just throw out of the stools. It will simply throw it in the stools itself. It won't digest. That's how. So what we need to do is at least certain like millets and grains. These things must be soaked and cooked. I understood. Even it doesn't lose any kind of a carbohydrates, so-called the substances, the useful substances available, the so-called fiber, it won't die. For example, millets. You have to soak and cook, then only you can eat, otherwise you can't. Okay, do all that. That's good practices. But what about vegetables? What about pulses? What about lentils? What about all other things? What you are doing? And fruit juices, right? Fruits also. Fruits should not be grown. Fruits should not be rotted. Fruits should not be ripened with any kind of a carbohydrates on it. Like so what is that? Some kind of a chemicals they use in order to ripen them, isn't it? We should not do that. We must eat what is exactly available in the nature, directly from the plants. If all these things are not possible, grow in your own garden. Let me tell you. Again, you may ask one question, sir, how it is possible? I don't get all these vegetables and my fruits, like what, as you said, like a sattvic food, I may not get it. How do I do that? Yes, simple answer. Your terrace is there, grow there. Your garden is there, grow there. Take a space of, maybe 10 feet by 10 feet. You can grow all the vegetables required for your house. Very few things you may get from outside. And if possible, on the terrace, you don't have ground at all, go to the terrace. Put that in the terrace, you can put some boxes filled with the soil, then grow it. Who's stopping you? You must take this much interest minimum in order to eat lively food, not dead food, right? Chemical free, lively food, energetic food. Eat that. See, let me tell you, like attracts likes. How homeopathy cure any disease? Like attracts like cure likes. That's like the sim. That's a principle of homeopathy. Similarly, a live food will give live energy or life force to you. A dead food cannot give you life force to you. Understand? For example, a chemical free product or chemical free grains or whatever, chemical free vegetables. If you keep on the table, it will rotten very fast. Why does it rotten very fast? Compared to the a chemical product or chemical formed a tomato, chemical free tomato, or you can say natural farming tomato. Both you keep it on table. You just observe for 3 days. Which will rotten very faster? Can you answer? Anybody answer here? Chemical will rotten faster. Is it correct? You have unmute facility, no? Just unmute and talk.
Actually, chemical one is like a coating added to preserve more, so it will stay for a long time.
It will stay for long time. No, it's not coated. Let's say I just grown in my another garden where it is used pesticides and chemical fertilizers. Okay, I used the other farm,
Okay.
natural farming farm. I don't use any pesticides. I grow them naturally, like forest. Okay. Now that both tomatoes I plugged it and kept on the table, which will rotten faster or which will decay faster.
I think chemical one with less energy will rotten faster.
Rotten faster. Ah, yes. That's where the small error is there. You must, I think you should think a little more.
Mhm.
Anybody else? I want reason also. Anyway, we are at 8:40, so we need to close the session. I think we should get into the Pullman meditation now, 9 onwards, right? Anyway, so these like this, small things also matters. We should think very minutely. What exactly happens? Let me tell you. With this, I'll close the session today. You might have understood what is Sattvic food, right? Sattvic lifestyle similar. Sattvic lifestyle also like don't use chemicals unnecessarily wherever required, wherever is not necessary. Don't use the chemicals. Many times, what happen? I use one good night in order to like make the mosquitoes, all these things to go away, isn't it? But I use the chemical based that the mosquito repeller, that liquid and all, no? Repeller is fully with the chemicals. Those chemicals will be that fumes will be coming out. I go on. What I'll do? I'll go on like breathe in. That will spoil your respiratory system. You know that? It's again a
Mhm.
non-sattvic lifestyle, my dear friends. Why do you want to do that? You take one neem oil, lighten it, keep somewhere. With that, you know what happen? All the mosquitoes will expel away, repel away. Sattvic lifestyle, Sattvic food, I told you. What is Sattvic lifestyle? as much as possible, try to reduce the chemicals. Now, I go and use the toothpaste. What happens? In your toothpaste, there are a lot of loaded with chemicals. Don't do that. Take, cow dung, mix some small salt, make powder. You can prepare yourself. Otherwise, coconut shell, go on, burn it. It becomes, the coal kind of thing. Then add some salt for it. Saindo lavana. Then that also becomes a tooth powder. You have hand, right? You can go on do that. If at all anything struck it with in between, use one soft brush, not to damage your gums and teeth. You know that? Do that. So this is called Satvik lifestyle. If I go and explain like this, it may take another 1 or 2 hours also. I'll be telling like this only. Everywhere there are the Satvik lifestyle must be employed. It must be used. Sattvic food, Sattvic lifestyle. Anyway, let me answer that ripening, like rotting of two tomatoes here. I told you like attracts likes, right? Now, a Sattvic tomato, a, a vegetarian tomato. Just say these two types. One is particularly this tomato which is loaded with the chemicals. Like it's grown with the chemicals. Okay. The other one is naturally grown. It has got more life force. More life force. This has got less life force because it is already loaded with chemicals. It cannot have the similar energy than this, like a naturally grown tomato. So when there is a life force in it, it will attract lot of other lives towards it. Understand? What are other lives? Bacteria, virus, whatever is there in the atmosphere, it will attract towards it. They also like to come and eat this. You see how the nature. The nature, this all the so-called small creatures, bacteria, all these things, they'll come and sit here. They'll not go there. They also know that this is not correct place. Imagine. That's how life force attracts life force. If you have more life force, you'll also attract the similarly for us also. If I have good vibrations, I'll attract good people around me. If I don't have good energies, I have negative energy, I'll attract only negative people around me. Is it not? So this is what we need to understand, my dear friends. Okay? Right. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you so much, sir, for bringing awareness. Like we think vegetarian food is healthy, but it's impacting, sucking our energy instead of giving more energy to us. And also in Western countries and in USA, Bill Gates, they are growing a lab like plant-based food. They grow the protein in a laboratory, but the ingredients they use is like our lentils, like green gram, horse gram, those because like the lentil that's with highest protein on the planet is the horse gram. So they will be using the horse gram, green gram, and some things with the lab. They are making plant based for
But,
vegetarians here.
but there is a
Yeah,
wrong.
but that's not good at all.
I'll tell you why. See, anything which is growing, any plant or any tree which is growing, it should have the touch with the soil.
Yes, sir.
Never ever, no nature. I mean, without nature, if anything you produce, how do they grow that in the, maybe in the so-called a planter or whatever it may be, they let them use whatever it may be. But ultimately, what happens, in order to grow them, they try to use again chemical based. See, let me tell you, one seed has to grow as a plant, or one plant has to grow properly. What is required inside is nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium. These things are required.
Yes.
Where do you get all this without the touch of the soil? Then they prepared in the laboratory and they use them.
Yeah, it's very dangerous actually. When we go to shopping, In the fridge racks, we see that plant-based food. Oh my God, again, we'll keep it away. We are very scared. Even WHO is telling, eat like Indians. They're telling like, eat like Indians. Western countries, they don't use like what we eat, the pulses and all. They don't know. They just eat the wheat flour, the maida, or the all-purpose flour, those things. So for protein, they purely depend on animal product. So they purely depend on milk. Even milk, even milk, sir. The cows, they're feeding like dried powder beef. Even cows are eating cows and producing milk. So when buying milk also, we have to see like, is this grass-fed milk or no? So it's like that. Our ancient rishis, they have produced a lot for us. So many lentils, so many kinds of, they also invented like fasting, which is good for health. Yeah, all those things. If we follow our culture, then we will be on safe side.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's
Right.
what I
Okay.
We'll close end the session. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you all masters for being a part of the session.
Right.
Nice.
You can stop the recording. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can make me the